It's Parents' Night In. It's Parents' Night In. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome to another episode of Parents' Night In, here at Enough.com, the home of Parents' Night In. I'm Justin.
I'm Kelly.
Tonight we are watching another classic movie, one of our favorites of all time, The Princess Bride.
Oh, it's everyone's favorite of all time, and if it's not, go to hell.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't like this movie, there's something like wrong inside your soul. Little Fred Savage, before he was on the Wonder Years, he was just a little kid. Before he was the mole. Mole, mole, mole. How old were you when you saw this for the first time?
First or second grade. We watched it in school, actually, in library class.
Library class? This isn't a book.
I know. Well, it's based on a book, but I think, well, I don't know if it was part of library. We watched it in the library. We did it for a few weeks. Like, we watched bits and pieces of it.
This came out when I was 12, or like just before my 12th birthday, and my parents took me and one of my friends out to see it for my birthday.
Okay, then I was definitely not in first or second grade. I was older.
Yeah, because I was in...
So that must have made me third grade?
I was in junior high.
Sorry, so I was like third or fourth grade.
Yeah. So that whole story that Kelly just told, forget it. It was all bullshit.
It wasn't all bullshit. I was a year off. Cripes. Here's where we see the most beautiful version of Cary Elwes that has ever existed.
Yeah. So basically, the kid's sick. His grandfather comes over and reads him this old book that he was read when he was a kid. And it's about these two gorgeous Aryan people. Robin Wright and Cary Elwes had to have been, in 1987, two of the most gorgeous looking people on the planet.
Not to mention that Cary Elwes has these big, beautiful, gorgeous lips.
Which of these two would you say has aged more gracefully?
I gotta go with Cary Elwes, I think.
Yeah, Robin Wright aged quite well.
She did. She looks fantastic.
Cary Elwes did not.
He's so beautiful.
Even 10 years after this, when he was in Liar Liar, he was like, dude, that's the same guy.
I know.
Yeesh. I mean, I know part of it is the character, but still.
So, what's happening is...
I'm sorry, Cary. I respect you a great deal.
The story begins with the beautiful princess and the farm boy. And
she's ordering him around.
Yeah, she orders him around, and he always responds with, as you wish. And then they fall in love. And so... Then they get to a kiss, and Fred Savage interrupts the whole thing. It's like, oh, they're kissing, gross. Like, he doesn't want to listen to a story about kissing.
And at the time, like, I was like just the right age for this movie, and I was like, ew, kissing, bleh. So he has to leave because they have no money, and he's going to go seek his fortune and come back and bring her the bread, bring her the bling. He's
going to bring home the bacon.
Bring home the Benjamins.
It's all about the Benjamins.
Bring home the salad.
The salad. Well...
Robin
Wright is very British in this movie.
Yes, and for years I thought that she was actually British.
Oh.
Like her accent was
she tricked you.
Yeah, well, her accent was extremely convincing. And I didn't see her in anything else until Forrest Gump, I think.
I love it. Really?
I think that was the next thing I saw her in. I was like, oh my God, she's not even in English. What the fuck?
She's not even in English?
She lied to me!
She's not even in English.
I said she's not even English.
You said in English.
I didn't. Well,
rewind the tape, gents and ladies.
Comment in the comments section who was right. Did I say in English or English?
By the way, you have the editing button. So, like, even if you're wrong, are you really going to let me be right on national television?
On the hottest show on YouTube. Oh, another actor in this movie who I thought was legitimately British was Chris Sarandon as Prince Humperdinck. There's some very fine fake British accents in this film.
Mm-hmm. Humperdinck, Humperdinck, Humperdinck.
Christopher Guest does a really great British accent, too. Buttercup. What kind of name is Buttercup?
A buttercup's a flower.
I know what a buttercup is. Fuck.
She's named after a flower. Some people are named Rose. Some people are named Daisy. Her name is Buttercup. Jesus.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a last name.
Well, she's a princess.
She wasn't before this moment. Fuck. So she's riding her horse and she stumbles across three strange-looking fellows of very different sizes.
One is short, one is medium, one is tall.
She's like, who's the short bald guy and the skinny Spanish guy and Andre the Giant? Andre the Giant's so good in this movie.
Andre the Giant's awesome.
This is without a doubt, the greatest performance in any film by a pro wrestler.
Better than Batista?
Batista's pretty awesome. I would say he's number 2.
I don't know. He's so good.
He is so good, but you have to go with Andre, I think.
Wallace Shawn is just so fantastic in this movie,
Yes.
too. He was, when I was a child and I watched this for the first time, he was the breakout star in my mind. He was, like, so hilarious to us.
Yeah. It's like, where did they find this guy? He's weird, but then he ends up being hilarious. So the relationship between these three is Wallace Shawn is Vicini, who has been hired to start a war between Florin and Gilder, the two countries. So he hired these two other guys, and he doesn't respect them at all.
And he's a Sicilian.
He's a Sicilian, except he doesn't look or talk like a Sicilian. But
what if he was like,
he should have gone,
"Hey!
Hey, you helped me start the war. You were a giant drunk."
We went there really fast.
We did. Here's where Fezzik demonstrates his gift of rhyme. He's the Eminem of The Princess Bride.
I love all the visuals in this movie. Like, everything is so beautifully done.
Yeah. Very.
It's a perfect fairy tale.
Yes, it looks like a classic fairy tale film, except it sort of deconstructs the genre almost. Well, without being like making fun of it, which is basically what the book did. The original novel is basically a fairy tale, except with really sarcastic humor. You know, the same style of humor that's in the movie. The movie is pretty faithful, though they changed a few things. I would recommend the book as well. Very good.
As an older person, I find that Mandy Patinkin is one of my favorites in this movie as well. I didn't appreciate him as much as a kid, except for the whole "My name is Inigo Montoya, you kill my father."
I think I appreciate him pretty well. I mean, one of the strengths of this movie is all the characters are so well done.
Yes.
Everyone is, I mean, the casting is perfect. Like, there isn't a single character in this movie that is like, oh, they could have cast that person better. Like, so few of the actors in this movie were well known at the time, too. Like, you mostly got a bunch of unknowns, plus Andre the Giant. Like, no one had heard of Mandy Patinkin at this point, or Cary Elwes, or Robin Wright.
Mandy Patinkin was a big Broadway guy, wasn't he?
Yeah. Princess Bride, of course, was directed by Rob Reiner. This was back when Rob Reiner was legit one of the best directors in the business, and then somehow stopped making good movies after A Few Good Men. It's a really strange phenomenon. His first, if you look at his filmography, his first 7 movies were good to excellent without fail, and then he just lost his touch after that. It's really weird.
He got the meeps.
He got the meeps, yeah. Yeah, his first movie was Spinal Tap, an all-time classic. His second movie was The Sure Thing with John Cusack, which is a very good romantic comedy.
Never seen that.
Third was Stand By Me, another all-time classic. Fourth was this. Fifth was When Harry Met Sally. Sixth was Misery, and seventh was A Few Good Men.
What was 8th? North,
starring Elijah Wood, some terrible, terrible movie about a kid searching for his real parents or some shit. And there's a ton of star power in it. Just in like small roles, but it's agonizingly unfunny. And it's like he lost his mojo and just never got it back.
The Cliffs of Insanity!
I always loved this scene. I always thought the cliffs were so cool looking.
And Wallace Shawn is just screaming like a banshee.
Kelly, this is a very fine Chardonnay you're not drinking.
How do you like it?
It's pretty good.
I think it's
not
just
my favorite,
okay.
but...
What's it called?
We're going to have to do a wine identification a little bit later, because I don't remember.
And it's in the fridge.
It's like Cataline, I think.
Cataline Road?
Catalina. North Carolina.
In my mind, I'm going to Catalina.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right now, Andre the Giant is scaling the Cliffs of Insanity.
Cataline Kennedy.
With people hanging off of him. He's taking Mandy Patinkin and Robin Wright.
He's carrying 3 people.
Oh, and Wallace Shawn. He's got all 3 of them. I forgot.
Yep. That must have been a fucking scary ass stunt, though. 4 people strapped to a harness. You got to make it look invisible. There's no sign of a harness or like a cable. It's impressive. The only thing is, why isn't he using his legs?
He doesn't need to.
I guess Fezzik doesn't need to, but he would.
Yeah.
The Man in Black.
Probably couldn't do it because of the way that they were being lifted.
Yeah, I guess. At the scene where we find out who the Man in Black is, remind me to talk about that.
Why? Because you want to sing, "Here come the Man in Black." Is that why?
Yeah, no. No, that wasn't it.
Something Fenders.
Something Fenders? The guitar or the car front? Holy fucking Jesus. He's cutting the rope. He's cutting the rope. The man in black is going to fall. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh, God. That's so much suspenseful.
You're actually choking. Wow.
He held on. How did he do that? I love the shot. The composite of him on the cliff with the water actually moving in the background. I wonder how they did that. I love that line. Oh, have it your way. Yeah, Wallace Shawn's, like, the Inconceivable stuff is obviously really funny. And
Yeah.
he's got a really funny moment later, but, like...
But everything about him is funny.
Everything about him is funny, but it's in, like, the way where he risks just being annoying as fuck the whole time.
Yep.
He's not afraid of it.
Yep.
He's just like, yeah, I'll be the annoying son of a prick.
So they're bargaining back and forth, where he's like, I will throw you the rope. And then...
He's like, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
He's like, no, please, I don't want to wait for you to climb up or die. I just want you to get up here so we can sword fight. Because Inigo is a sword fighting master, and he's just like, I just want to do this. Let's fucking sword fight, man.
Yeah. So he throws
what
you
I
the
live
rope,
for.
and he says, I will make sure that you make it up alive on my father.
On the soul of my father.
This is always fun, too, because, like, you fully expect him to get to the top, and they're going to have, like, a huge sword fight. And then, like, he actually has time to clean out his boots and relax, and they're, like, chatting it up.
Yeah, they have a very civil conversation, and he sort of pours his heart out to him. Here's where we learn about Inigo. The other cool thing about this is, you know, when we first are introduced to them, Vicini, Inigo, and Fezzik are presumably the villains. And yet, Inigo and Fezzik are right away like, no, they're not bad people. They're just working for an asshole. Both of them, when they have a one-on-one with the man in black, they're like, you know what, we're going to do this fair. I don't want to be a dick. If I can't beat you fair and square, I don't deserve it. It's also a great sequence because he sort of goes head-to-head with each of them separately.
Yes.
So it's like it's three great scenes in a row. As a kid, this was always my favorite segment of the movie, were these three scenes. And here comes one of the greatest sword fighting scenes in the history of film. This is right up there with every great lightsaber scene from Star Wars. This is a perfectly shot and choreographed sword fight.
Yeah. It's so well choreographed.
We learn things about the characters as they're fighting. They have witty banter back and forth. Ding, 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 ding. I won't learn to fence.
So that you can speak with funny accents and dance around?
It's not a dance, Kelly. It's a fight.
They're complimenting each other's style.
Yeah. And then Inigo's like, yeah, but hold on. I'm not really left-handed. Ha I'm better than you. Woo! And the man in black's like, oops. He is better than me. Shit. And then the man in black's like, I'm not left-handed either, motherfucker. Ha ha!
I wonder how long it took them to film this.
Yeah. How many takes?
That's what I mean. How many pieces did they have to split it up in?
Yeah.
I like how Andre the Giant is basically like just a big, sweet teddy bear.
Yes.
He's like, okay, I'll do it my way. Which way is my way? His delivery is so perfect. He's adorable.
Which is basically how he was in real life. By most accounts. Like, he was just a very gentle giant.
That legitimately scared me.
Yes, every time. Andre's back was in really horrible shape when they shot this. Like, he could barely stand long enough to do the takes. And anything that required him to move around, he had to be on, like, wires, I think. Or anything other than just walking. But, like, when he would pick people up, they would have to be on a harness for him to be able to lift them. Like, his back was just fucked. This was shot a little bit before WrestleMania 3, and that was, like, his last match before getting back surgery. And I guess he could barely get through that match. He just basically stood there the whole match because he couldn't move. Andre had acromegaly, a pituitary disorder.
Yes.
It's basically a tumor on his pituitary gland, and he never got it removed because by the time they discovered that it could be removed, he was like, I'm 40 years old. I'm not going to live long anyway.
How old was he when he died?
46.
It's awful.
And he was a drinker, man.
What else are you going to do?
Well, I mean, he was like, I'm not going to work out because I think he knew from a young age he had a limited time. I think doctors always told him you're not going to live past. I think he was often told he wasn't going to live to see 40. So he was like, well, I'm going to have a fucking excellent time all the time.
Yeah.
I think he could throw down like 150 beers in a sitting. And like, you know, bottles and bottles of wine, like a dozen bottles of wine or something.
He's got him in the sleeper hold. The man in black put...
Sleeper hold. Nobody gets out of the
Finnegan
sleeper
in
hold.
Sleeper hole. Hold. Sleeper hole?
Sleeper hole?
I'm tired.
Oh, I put her in the sleeper hole.
What does that even
I
mean?
fell asleep in her hole.
Oh, no.
Here's
And
Prince
there's
Humperdinck.
Pretty Prince Humperdinck in his fur-lined dress.
Okay, so Humperdinck and his men have been following these guys. How did they get up there? Did they follow...
With their horses. They climbed up the cliffs of insanity on their horses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how did they... Like, the only way they could have gotten up to that cliff is, like, by going around and to a non-cliff area and riding over, but...
Or maybe
that would
they
have
had a
taken them
helicopter.
forever. Yes, they had a helicopter. They got airlifted onto the cliffs of insanity.
Yes.
That's a plot hole, though.
Big plot hole.
How the fuck did they get up there?
We need to write a letter.
God damn it, Rob.
No, he's so good to excellent in his early career. Good to excellent, but bad with plots.
Oh. He's discovered Vicini with the princess. Having a little picnic on a rock. Should I grow a mustache like that?
No. I was just thinking that, thank goodness mustaches like that are not a thing.
It's like a 1920s mustache.
Yeah.
Errol Flynn. So he says, okay, I poured poison in one glass. You pick the one that we both drink, and then whoever lives gets the princess. How about that? How about that?
And then Wallace Shawn goes into his wonderful justification for the glass that he picks, which takes about 7 minutes.
This is Wallace Shawn's big moment. It's one of the scenes that you memorized right away when you saw the movie.
Yeah.
It was a great way to build suspense, too, because you're like, where the fuck is he going with this?
Yeah.
And the man in black is, like, clenching his fist and stuff, so it seems like he's very insecure about how it's all going to turn out.
Yeah.
And right here is, like, possibly the funniest death scene ever. His keels over mid-laugh. It's great. As a kid, that scene fucking just slayed me. Mm-hmm. I was laughing about it for probably a good 15 minutes after.
Yep.
And it turns out, both glasses were poisoned. And the man in black is immune to the poison.
I do remember sitting in, it was the resource room. Did you guys, every school had there was a library, and attached to it was a resource room, which was basically just a room full of TVs with VCRs on a cart underneath.
No.
And a bunch of other stuff. But we were watching it in the resource room in the dark. And I remember everyone just keeling over with laughter when he keeled over with death during laughter.
You died laughing as he died laughing?
Yes.
He's so mean to her in this scene, too. He's like, catch your breath, blah, blah, blah. Laughing at her, saying that women are full of shit. She's like trying to plead with him, like, just let me go, just let me go. He's like, pfft.
Someone will pay ransom for me.
Get real, sweetheart. Threatens to hit her.
How can he tell girl footprints in the grass? What kind of genius
Maybe there's some mud.
is he?
Maybe
What
there's some
kind
mud
of
there.
genius?
There is no greater tracker than Prince Humperdinck.
How does he
He
know?
can track a falcon on a cloudy day.
How does he know that those are the footsteps of an elegant 5'6" maiden?
Because they're small.
Oh, Wallace Shawn is small.
But Wallace Shawn's lying there dead, and there are tracks leading away from him, so clearly they're not his.
What if it was a setup?
Oh, they walked his corpse around like Weekend at Bernie's just to have fucking footprints?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That didn't even deserve to be funny. Why am I laughing?
That is the recurring theme of Parents Night In. Stuff I say does not deserve to be funny, but it is.
You mock my pain.
He's giving her tons of shit here. It's great.
He's being a toxic male. This is toxic masculinity.
Well, he's being a kidnapper. Oh, yeah. And she's like, you're the Dread Pirate Roberts. He's like, oh, we forgot to mention that. So when Wesley goes away, she learns that he was killed by the Dread Pirate Roberts, which is why she gets engaged to the prince. Because she's like, well, I'm never going to...
Oh, yeah, she thinks he's dead.
Yeah,
That's
she
right.
thinks he's dead. So, like, I'll never love again, so whatever. I may as well be rich. So then she figures out that he's the Dread Pirate Roberts, and she's like, you fucking killed my boyfriend. He's like, yeah, so I kill everybody. Meh. Suck it up, Buttercup. Oh, wait, that's your name. So then he's distracted for a second. She fucking just shoves him down the ravine. That's ballsy. If he ever gets back up there, he's gonna fucking kill her. But then he says, as you wish, as he's falling. And she was like, oh, it's Wesley! He's still alive.
The best thing is that as they're falling down the hill, their voices are so like silly overdone. It's like oof, oh, ee, ow, ooh, ow, ooh, ooh, ow.
Also, so
ow, oof, ow, oof, oof, ow, oof. I wanted to wait until they got to the bottom of the hill.
When you saw this for the first time, did you have any idea that the Man in Black was Wesley?
No.
Me neither. I had zero clue.
Not until she pushed him down the hill and he said, "As you wish."
Right. No, that's what I mean. But like, there was no inkling.
No.
And it's pretty amazing because it's the same actor. Like, he's just wearing a mask that covers the top half of his face.
Yeah, I know, but you only saw him for a few minutes, number one.
Yeah.
And number two,
he hardly says anything.
And he didn't have a mustache when he was the farm boy.
The mustache shouldn't even make that big a difference. It's the lips.
I mean, think about how many people in history have been fooled by Bruce Wayne. Justin's trying not to spit out his wine.
The police commissioner couldn't figure it out. Yeah. And he's the police commissioner.
That's what I'm saying. Apparently chins and lips are not easily distinguishable.
I guess not.
You cover people's eyes and you'll never be able to figure out who's
But it's
who.
not like Wesley was like, I'm the Dread Pirate Robbers. I'm going to fence you now. Oh, you have a giant? Big deal. I'll knock his ass out. This is iocane powder.
I mean, and like there was the whole Clark Kent with the glasses thing. I mean...
Well, I mean, Lois Lane was just stupid.
Lois Lane and everybody else in the world. Literally everyone who ever ran into Clark.
So, was Cary Elwes more beautiful with or without the mustache?
Without.
Really?
It's a creepy mustache.
I know, but like he's so fucking suave with the mustache and his hair pulled back. He's like swashbuckling in the black costume.
I guess. Here's the swamp. This is cool.
The fire swamp. What?
Fire swamp!
Look! It's the fire swamp!
It was just, you weren't actually even doing a voice. You're just like, fire swamp!
She looks so pretty in that shot.
Yeah, well, she's beautiful.
I know she's beautiful. That shot, like, whenever I would watch this movie as a kid, I was like, oh.
What were you like?
I'd rather not repeat it. On account of it's embarrassing. There's the fire in the fire swamp. She's a bit of a damsel in this scene.
Well, her dress caught on fire.
Yeah?
She could have died.
Stop, drop, and roll, lady.
She doesn't go to school yet.
Ah.
Elementary school doesn't exist then, and that's where you learn that.
In the book, there's a funny... I don't know if it's one chapter or what. I think it's about a chapter establishing her character. But it talks about how, like, when she was...
In elementary school, they taught her to stop, drop, and roll.
Yes.
And she ignored that advice when she was in the fire swamp. What a dumbass. Sorry. Finish your thought.
So, like, when she first blossomed, they were like, she was very beautiful, but, like...
Dumb.
No, like, she only ranked 37th in the world for beauty or whatever because, like, she had no life experience. So, like, there was no, like, wisdom in her face, that kind of thing. And then when she was 21, she moved up in ranking because she had...
Because Wesley died.
Yeah, and there were, like, lines of sadness on her face and whatever. And, like, by the time she hooks up with Humperdinck, she's, like, the most beautiful woman in the world because of the stuff that she's been through.
The prettiest woman in the world.
There's a Shoehorn Hamilton reference for all of you. I am not getting stuck in the fire swamp. I am not getting stuck in the fire swamp.
Her hair is decidedly much more curly all of a sudden. Maybe it's humid in that fire swamp.
It's very humid in that fire swamp, Kelly.
It's very humid in the fire swamp. I see.
Heat and swamp are two of the worst things ever for hair.
Whoa, whoa, freeze!
It must be nice to have Wesley save your ass.
So he's regaling her with the tale
Yeah,
of
he's
how
telling...
he became the Dread Pirate Robert.
Yep.
Robert or Roberts?
Roberts. It's a very cool, it's a cool story. He gets captured, and Dread Pirate Roberts likes him so much, he's like, you know, I'll let you live for tonight. And then the next day, he's like, you know, I'll let you live another night. You know, you're kind of cool. And then the whole time he's on borrowed time, he's just like, oh, I'll just learn whatever I can. I'll learn how to fight, I'll learn how to fence. And then he becomes the fucking superhuman expert. The Mary Sue, we might say. Oh, wait, no, because he
she goes into the quicksand, and then Wesley's like, oh shit, I gotta save her. So he like chops down a big giant vine, holds onto it, dives into a giant hole of sand after her, and they're down there for like a good minute.
And then a midget dressed as a rat comes by and sniffs it. I don't know what that's about.
And then...
And they come out and they're like, "Ugh, water!"
Which is scary because they do that really well.
Water!
And he rescues her.
That'll fuck up your lungs, man.
Yeah.
Get that sand in your nose. You ever eat a bowl of grapefruits? Grapefruits.
Who are you today?
You ever eat a bowl of grape nuts, I meant to say? It's like eating fucking dry sand.
So now they're giving huggies, trying to get themselves all, riled up again because now we gotta get through
huggies.
now we gotta get through the rest of this forest.
Honey, we gotta get through this. Give me huggies.
And there's a giant rat possum.
They call them rodents of unusual size.
That's right.
That could be a lot of things, though. It could be the size of a gnat.
Ah! There it is. Oh, that is an unusual size.
It is an unusual size. It's a size 12. Hi, Buttercup. I think she was only like 23 when this came out.
She looks like a baby.
She's very young. I don't know how old he was.
She's also wearing barely any makeup, which is fantastic.
It's like, holy crap, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Don't be a fool. They ran into Prince Humperdinck and he was like, surrender. And she was like, oh shit, he's going to get killed again. Let me go with Humperdinck and then you can go. Except that Humperdinck's a liar.
A lying piece
Liar.
of shit.
This is the scene where you learn that Humperdinck is actually a douchebag. A douchebag. Because up until this point, again, they did a really good job of making him seem like he's sort of gallant. But as it turns out, she's not in love with him because he sucks. And now he's trying to stop true love. He's standing in the way of true love. He's Billy Zane in Titanic now.
Oh my God. He is literally the worst.
The Six-Finger Man! It's Count Rugen. This set's great.
It's a great set. This is a great scene.
The Pit of Despair.
Yes.
If you want to get people down to the Pit of Despair, you might want to change the name to something a little more inviting. The Pit of Carnival Rides, maybe? The Pit of Cotton Candy? Mm-hmm. The Pit of Blowjobs?
Oh my God.
That might help. I'd go there. Mm-hmm. All the time. Oh my God, I'm in the Pit of Blowjobs.
Who is that guy?
I forget his name. Mel something?
Torme?
Yes, Kelly. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson.
Mel Blanc. It's Mel Blanc.
His... Where am I? Pit of Despair, Doc. I started with Porky Pig and ended up with Bugs Bunny by mistake. So he starts out with this like hissy sounding voice that's all, but it's just because he had to clear his throat. It's a great bit.
And the first voice actually matches the character a little bit better.
The first one is what you would expect him to say. The Pit of Despair. Don't even think about trying to escape.
Princess Buttercup's dress is beautiful. Looks a little bit like Princess Elsa.
Yeah, a little bit. Humperdinck, Humperdinck, he's a shitty-looking prince. Oh my God, she's already the queen now. Humperdinck is the king, you see. And Friend Savage is like, no, this can't be right.
Yeah.
Life isn't always fair. Are you going to let me read the rest of this story to you?
Oh, now he's...
I find your behavior very disruptive. I'm trying to get through the story.
And now he's a grandmother?
Queen Buttercup. Still, I mean, she's a queen. Change the name, maybe.
Why don't you like her name?
It's goofy sounding. This woman always scared the shit out of me as a kid. She's hideous. Mm-hmm. Especially when they zoom in, in close-up. I had to look away. Mm. Boo! She was all a dream. They're not married yet.
Yeah, so Fred Savage can take a chill pill.
Yeah, Fred. Fuck.
Listen, Frederick.
Listen, Kevin Arnold. Go find Winnie Cooper and make out and then come back when you're calm.
Ooh, an Irish wolfhound.
Here's where she says, if I have to marry you, I'm going to kill myself. That's a pretty harsh rejection, I would say.
If you say no, I'll be dead by morning.
Even if you don't know that the guy's a flaming asshole, which at this point she doesn't know that. A little tough on the ego. Wesley sure will always come for you.
Oh, my Lord.
He'll come for you. He'll come
Nope. He'll come around
you.
There isn't... I don't have the lung capacity for the deep breath I need to take after that.
After that filthy joke?
Yes. My deep breath of exasperation doesn't even fit inside my lungs.
She's like, fine. If Wesley doesn't fucking come back, then I'll consider marrying you instead of swallowing a bullet. And here's where we find out the full extent of Humperdinck's douchiness. He's the one who's trying to start the war.
I forgot about that.
He's the one who hired Vicini to kill her. He doesn't love her at all.
So that he could blame the other kingdom, right?
So he could blame Gilder and then they could have a war. He was like, I'm a wartime prince. I'm going to hire somebody to kill Buttercup and then I'm going to go to war. Now watch this drive. Here's where we get to really know the Christopher Guest character and what a sadistic fuck he is. He builds this torture machine that literally sucks the life out of you. So basically, he hooks him up to a television that's showing the All Golf channel.
Looks like he's putting him on a breast pump.
Yeah, it does look like a breast pump.
He has him on his boobs, too.
Yeah, and Wesley's like, no, I don't want a breast pump unless I see actual breasts.
Jesus, Justin.
What? So it's a water-powered machine that somehow creates suction and sucks life out of the whole body. And it looks very uncomfortable because Wesley is like... He
does a good job selling it.
He does. He sells it like a champ.
And that was only at a 1.
Yeah, that was a 1 out of 50.
What's going to happen if he turns it up to 11?
Why didn't I think of that joke? So stupid.
Yep.
Such an obvious joke.
Yep.
Hi, Kitty. Our cat is visiting us.
She has a name.
Her name is Ripley.
We call her Kitty.
We call her Kitty for some reason. I've always called her Kitty.
Sometimes people are like, how's Ripley? And I'm like, who?
Who?
Oh, Kitty? She's
Sigourney Weaver? She's great.
Yeah.
She's a 7-time Oscar nominee. That's not an accurate number.
She's great. She's won the Nobel Peace Prize twice.
She won 7 Purple Hearts. And we finally catch up with Inigo Montoya. And he's back to being a filthy drunk. They're trying to figure out how they can get into the castle. Because Fezzik told him that the six-fingered man is there. And then Inigo says, we need the man in black, because he was a genius. He beat all 3 of us. He's like, every ship is going to be here. And she's like, every ship at the 4 fastest that you sent to find Wesley, right? He's like, huh? Oh, yeah, sure, yes. Yes, Wesley, right.
And now she knows.
And now she's like, you're full of fucking shit.
She's like, wait a minute.
Thanks.
Wait a second.
Wow. Now she's like, you're a fucking coward. Fuck you. So this is kind of weird. Like, I mean, I guess he never loved her anyway, but like her saying, if I have to marry you, I would rather kill myself. That didn't even faze him, but her calling him a coward, he's like, you motherfucking bitch.
Yeah. He's a narcissist.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense. So then he goes into the pit of despair and is like, you know what? Fuck you, Wesley. You're dead. You're dead. And he puts it up to 11. And Count Rugen stands up and he's like, not to 50. This machine only goes to 11. And everyone...
The whole kingdom can hear it.
Yeah. So how does Inigo know that it's the man in black making that noise? He goes, his true love is marrying another, but he doesn't know that the princess is his true love at this point. That's a hell of a bit of detective work.
Well,
Inigo's part.
Inigo, you know, he's suffered a lot in his life, and usually people who suffer a lot have extra sensitivity.
He's asking his father to help him find the way in.
Help me find the man in black. I do love that sword.
Summon and offenders. Fezzik got a little overzealous when he was interrogating the albino. Fucking knocked his ass right out because his hand is the size of fucking meatloaf. Meatloaf? A ham. I knew it was some meat product. I couldn't come up with it. Sorry.
His hand's the size of a Cornish hen. No, wait.
No, wait. It's a Thanksgiving turkey. His hand is the size of a quail. I mean, a cow. Sorry. All right. Will this reach to the fridge? Let's see. If you lose me for a second, listeners, that means that it did not make it to the fridge.
And that you also didn't edit it out.
And I didn't. If I didn't edit it out, then
it must be comedy gold.
This was very short on material.
It's time for you to confirm what's on the label.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I was not right. Cantel. Not Cataline. What an asshole.
It's South Cantel.
Cantel, Chardonnay. Imported in New York. Yeah, it's Italian.
Fred Savage just loses his shit on Grandpa, and Grandpa's like, I think we're just going to stop reading now.
Oh, that's right.
And Fred Savage is like, nope. Listen, old man, you will sit and you will read.
Yeah, they get to the pit of despair and Wesley's fucking dead. And Fred Savage is like, wait a minute, he's not really dead. It's like, no, he's dead, dude. What the fuck? Oh my God, it's Billy Crystal. Mostly dead. And he says true love. Even in death, he says true love. And then Max is like, ah, shit. I gotta make up a story.
A mutton and tomato sandwich.
To blave. I don't know why he says to blave instead of just to bluff. To bluff sounds more like true love than to blave does. What does he say there? I've never known in 30 years. I have no idea what he says there.
Oh.
What?
Their whole plan revolves around Wesley waking up and helping them fight off all these guards.
Well, helping them plan something where they can actually either get past or defeat 60 people. They just need his brain.
We all thought this was very hilarious, too. When
head-
they're standing there and they're weekend at burning him!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And it all comes full circle. If only they had thought to create some fake tracks leading away from the castle that Humperdinck would be like, somebody went this way.
Weekend at Bernie's, weekend at Bernie's. That's what the theme song should be.
I'll Tumble For Ya by Culture Club?
But the words are different.
Jesus. But the words are different.
They changed the words.
Okay.
Weekend at Bernie's.
That's all you have to do. Weekend at Bernie's. He's really dead. He's really dead. The mob is gonna kill us if they find out he's really dead.
Wait, I guess he's not dead.
And here's the most unexpectedly fucking hilarious bit in the entire movie. They're at the wedding. This somber-looking priest is officiating, and then he opens his mouth. Marriage. Genius. Because no one expected it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if that wedding holds up under legal scrutiny.
I don't know.
They just skip over the whole wedding.
I mean, to be fair, women had no rights back then.
Very true, they didn't.
So I don't think that she ever would have won anything in a court of anything.
Mm.
She might not have even won free breakfast. They probably would have charged her.
Ooh.
That'll be $3.86
They would have
for your
charged
omelet, ma'am.
the princess for an omelet?
Yeah.
I'm the princess. Oh, I'm sorry.
$4.86. You got caviar. Buttercup's in her honeymoon suite. And she's getting ready to do the deed.
Seems like a kind of inefficient way to kill yourself, by the way. Taking a dagger and stabbing yourself in the heart. Mm-hmm. What if you miss?
Well, then you don't die. And then try again.
It'd be really painful. This might be the most stirring scene in the film.
Yes. And you were talking earlier about how the earlier sword fight was a great scene, but this is a great scene too.
Yes, this is a great scene, but it's not as much like for technical reasons. It's just
Right.
because the emotion behind it. And he stabs him in the exact same places and then scars him on the face. Then he fucking skewers him.
I want my father back, you son of a bitch. Should I be an actress?
What?
I want my father back, you son of a bitch.
Is that your Oscar clip? Mm-hmm. Oh, the prince is there. He calls him a warthog-faced buffoon. Oh my God, he's gonna stand up.
Oh shit!
This shit is fucking on. He's just like, drop your sword. It's like, okay, I'll sit down. Tie me up.
He also grabs his shirt as if it's a dress.
Please don't hurt me. That was always funny too. He's like, tie him up, and in the background you hear, oh, because she ties him too tight.
Alone with his what?
His cowardice.
I thought he said calendars.
His calendars. I want him to live a long life alone with his calendars.
That's why I was confused. I was like, what?
I want him to live a long life alone with his Catalina wine. What is it again?
Hello, lady.
Can tell.
Can tell.
I can tell that this is a pretty good wine from Italy.
Cantele.
I can tell that this is Italian because when I opened the bottle it said, "It's Chardonnay!"
You must have opened it when I was in a different room because I did not hear that.
You drink it, eh?
Also, they jump from the window.
And she had to be on wires there because he was like, I cannot catch her.
Yeah.
I have no back right now.
And she was like, Jesus, am I that fat?
I am essentially a head on a stick. And then they're about to make out, and the grandfather's like, yeah, you don't want to hear the kissing. Yeah. And Fred Savage is like, no, I want to hear it. Describe it slowly.
Creep.
Who is rating all these kisses, by the way?
The same person who was rating her face as number 37, apparently.
I guess.
Some really weird statistician
Pervert.
hanging out by himself in his castle, marking things on the wall.
Following people around as they make out. No, wait, hold on. Let me take notes.
Wait, hello? Can you use less tongue? It's getting a little messy and I'm a little nauseous.
Your top lip's too big. Could you suck it in a little bit?
I'm watching her face very closely. She does not like what you're doing.
All right, move your hand down. Move your hand down a little bit. That was passionate. Okay, I got that. I got the passion.
I think you guys are number 2 right now.
All right, that's pretty good. Let's try it again. This time, move your hand down sooner. Maybe lick her ear.
Oh, gross.
Try that.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Oh, no. Kevin Arnold's going to take a nap. And Grandpa's going to come back tomorrow and read it again. Or, you know, he could just maybe learn to read. It's his book now.
Well, he's sick. He has a headache.
So he can't read?
But he has a headache.
He could play video games all fucking day. Open the book and read it. You lazy prick.
Norman Lear? Like,
Yeah.
All in the Family?
All in the
Norman
Family,
Lear?
yeah. Cary
He was
Elwes.
like, what if Archie Bunker was beautiful with gorgeous plump lips
And not a racist.
and not a racist? Let's make that movie.
What if Edith was super hot and not annoying?
Yeah.
My Wesley will always come for me. So this was Robin Wright's first movie, wasn't it? Introducing. It was her first fucking movie, and it was a fucking masterpiece.
There's not a single scene that I'm like, oh, I wish this one was over.
No, it's...
Everything's good from start to end.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's perfectly scripted, it's perfectly cast, it's perfectly edited. It's like the exact right length. It's short. It's short and to the point. It's like 95 minutes.
That's not a lot of minutes.
No, especially by today's standards.
Oh, I know. It's great.
This movie, if this were made today, it would be fucking 2.5 hours.
But it feels like a substantial movie.
It does.
Like, you don't feel like you're like, oh,
No,
wow,
you don't feel like you got
that was
gypped.
short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand By Me is the same way. They're both around the same length, and they both are the exact right length for
Yeah.
the story. Movies now, like almost every movie, there's like 10 or 15 minutes that are not necessary. It's like nobody has the discipline to edit shit down to what it really needs to be anymore. Just because they can. And there are certainly movies that the converse is true, where like the studio meddled and they were like, oh, it needs to be under 2 hours. And it's like, well, we can't tell the story in under 2 hours. You need more. Mark Knopfler. The theme song should have been...
You get your princess for nothing and your tits for free.
What? Andre the Giant, he is 7'3".
No.
No?
No.
Well,
That does it for episode 97526
Kelly,
of Parents Not In.
we have not done 7,026 episodes of the show yet.
Didn't I say 25.6? With the burping again.
My love is like a storybook story.
Anyway.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Visit us at enougha.com, where you can buy official merch. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+.